Welcome to my new series, Velvet Empire, based on Victoria 3. In previous playthroughs, there was a lot of waiting for stuff to happen. There was a lot of just like, okay, well, we'll just unpause and just blah. In 1.7, there is a load of action. I did a dry run, did some basically dress rehearsal videos, and I just kept talking. I didn't have time to sit there and say, well, I'll unpause when something interesting happens. Everything interesting kept happening. So we're going to see how much I get to play through here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot. And that also means I need to remember to take breaks for history to talk about what it is I'm trying to do. And I'll take the first break right now. I'm playing France, and I'm going to create an informal empire. I did a video earlier about this, looking forward to version 1.7 and what France could do with an informal empire. And in my dry run playthrough, it absolutely delivered. And it was only by 1846, and I had 3 hours of play because I'm like talking and pausing and going, ah! So yeah, there's a lot of potential in a France game. And that's what I want to get into. I want to build the informal empire. What is an informal empire? To review, it means I'm not going to conquer other lands and absorb them into my territory. If I conquer other lands, it's to make them protectorates and then dominions and puppets. We'll just call them protectorates, or just as a catch-all term for all of those. But to allow them to have their own local government, they run things their own way. All I need for them to do is to participate in my market. The market being one where we focus on high prestige goods, perhaps. I do need to do that. And it's something I neglected in the previous game that I was playing because lots of stuff was happening. And I think I know why lots of stuff was happening. But I want to see if I can, in this run, if I could remember to do some things that went with the Velvet Empire of France. Of course, going to a republic, it sort of erodes that. But what if we kept the idea that France is always trying to be preeminent among world powers in terms of culture? And there's some basis for this. The images that I'm going to use for these videos, and probably for the next videos that I do, where I do a USA playthrough and a Germany playthrough, I've got this book called Playing Soldier, and I've got the title cited below. By I think Richard Creek is the author there. The book shows how France was constantly, trying to make its propaganda the best propaganda in the world, not just in terms of effective message, but in terms of quality of design and print material. Even in the middle of World War I, France was diverting resources to make sure that its culture, which it saw itself as defending, remained paramount. That as other nations used lesser quality paper, France wanted to keep using the good stuff for its culture. It's preserving its land, its language, its religion, its culture, and that's going to be very important to France. Uh, the book itself is amazing. It is a thick art book, like thud. I was thinking, why is there no digital version? Now I know why there's no digital version, because it's a thick art book. Thud. If I want a digital version, I got to take my own pictures, which I've been doing. We'll get right back to the video in just a second, but first, a quick word from my sponsor today, Steel. Steel makes your buildings taller than ever before. How tall? Well, consider with traditional iron and wood methods, you could get up to about 5 or 6 stories maximum before building considerations like weight load and fire and all that other stuff would leave you to where you just couldn't build any taller than that and have it stand up on its own power. But with steel, and particularly steel cage frameworks, such as we see here in the Flatiron building, over to the far side there on the far left, wow, you can build up, 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 and even more, because each bit of steel is able to bear more weight than a corresponding amount of cast iron, and it's cheaper. Ho ho! How cheap? It's so cheap, it's cheaper. That's right. You can build these buildings up to 19 stories tall and have no problem at all. Now, make sure that when you get your steel, you remove all the coverings from it that came from the manufacturer and give it a good cleaning to make sure that you remove any pitting or rust that may have happened on the interim transport. And you are going to want to paint that steel with a good red lead paint to make sure that it doesn't get exposed and corrodes over time. Yes, that's right. Lead paint is what we use here in the 1900s, except no substitute until it's proven that it's actually more healthy. There's also asbestos. We'll talk about that later. Woo! But steel, if you give it a good coat of paint, of course, if it's coming in contact with masonry, you've got to dress it with some concrete mix and all that and cement mix first. But still, painted steel is going to keep its strength for years to come. And look at how tall that building is compared to the rest of the situation there. That is one tough building. So when you need a tall building, go for what all the experts agree on is the best material, steel. And now back to the video. But anyway, so we want to focus on that part of France, preeminent among culture. And that means the kind of power block I'm going to have France create is very important. It needs to be a trade block. So we're going to do that now. The question is it better to make the block right away or to wait a while and then make it? The answer is, for me, make it right away. So I can start working on the mandate, start working on encouraging others to join it. And then once they join in, start to steamroller those things and get more and more mandates and be very flexible, because my number one competition is England. Whether it is a formal competition in terms of actual military struggle or an informal competition in terms of just trying to one-up in prestige, one-up it in military strength, one-up it in this category or that, England is the number one competition. And in fact, that's true for any country in the game. Unless you are playing England, you're always going to be measuring your status and your performance in the game against what England is doing. And England goes along with the British East India Company. If we come to blows with England, we're going to try to strip that thing away. Not take it over for ourselves, but to break it off of the English sphere and let it fracture off and try to pick up little bits and pieces. If England is allied with us and friendly with us, then we are going to try to build out our own equivalent of an East India Company, just so that way we are never seen as a junior partner. Now, this also means by making a power block at the very beginning, we are going to take a relationship hit with England. That's something we're going to have to deal with. It suggests giving us Paris Convention. I'm going to call it the Paris Association of Nations, because that's what we are. And we should always meet in Paris because that's a good place to meet for meetings. Lots of culture there and food. So we'll call it the Paris Association of Nations. Something's off about that shade of blue. It needs to be more bleu. And can we make it a little, that's the bleu I'm looking for. Or, yeah, does it match? Yeah, it looks close to that one. Okay, there we go. And the emblem color should be gold. So, or whatever. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So there we go. Nice golden emblem there. An elegant shield frame is fine. The center, it's not really fiery. We are a trade association. And on the top, let's have the eagle, reminiscent of Napoleon, our military hero. On the side, not the fish. That's not very Napoleon. In fact, I don't need anything on the side. That's distracting. Let's just, and I like that right where it is. For the statue, no. The armillary sphere. And maybe not garden, maybe not park, square. I like that. All right, and nothing fancy on it. We'll confirm there. Great. We're going to make it a trade league, so I don't have to pick around from the others. And let's add our principal. We have to pick one of these. External trade, if we max out on that, we can establish trade routes without interest. Okay. We do get more competitiveness. That's important. internal trade, if we max out on this, we have improved company throughput. We put automatic tariffs on trade outside of our block, so it always makes it where it's more profitable to be trading inside our block. More infrastructure, more convoys. I like this one. And this is one that's unique to the trade association. So we're going to take that one there. We probably are not going to max out on it right away, though, because there's some other mandates that I like to have instead. So we'll form the power block. Yes, England hates us. And wow, we just lost 500 diplomacy points. I like that. So we're going to start by, yeah, well, let's not make England too much more upset at us. Not diplomatic demands, diplomatic actions. Let's improve relations here, although there is a anti-British association. Who's in that one? The landowners. And who's in the French-British Union? The intellectuals. Let's improve those relations. Let's do something to be nice. Let's not make a rivalry out of things. Yeah, no. Then for the rest of our points, well, we do need to work on Tahiti. They're being kind of squirrely, and I'd like it if they were not a protectorate, but a full dominion. So let's fund some lobbies. Let's bankroll them. Let's improve we can't improve relations. All right, well, we'll bankroll and fund the lobbies. We won't like, but we'll comment and subscribe. Remember, that's the like, comment, subscribe technique. It works for videos as well as in Victoria 3. You improve relations, guarantee independence, and bankroll, fund lobbies, like, comment, subscribe is the way you remember to build out your sphere. So I've got very little diplomacy left. This is where we find why the game gets very frisky early on, or from an early date. And that's because in order to fuel your power block, you need rivalries. Well, I don't want rivalry with England. I don't want rivalries with anybody else, but if I pick rivalries with weak nations, that'll work. So let's make a rivalry with Württemberg and a rivalry with Bavaria. That's a good one to rival up. And golly, yeah, Saxony. That's an easy rival. Now, these are not going to stick around for a while. If I gain in power, those rivalries go away, and I've got to go digging for other diplomacy points somewhere else. But maybe if I do enough rivalries at the beginning of the cheap throwaway kind, then we can come back and pick some better rivals later on. I don't want to rival Mexico, or the Ottomans could be a good rival, especially if I'm trying to sway the Egyptians. Let's go ahead and rival the Ottomans. I'm going to throw some shade their way. I don't want to rival the Netherlands or Belgium. I want to bring them into my sphere, especially Netherlands, because they have so many other little members of their little ecosphere, whatever it is. You bring them into your block, they all come in, and that multiplies out the number of mandate points you're going to get. It's nice to have. It's nice to have. So I would like that. Brazil, I definitely want to bring into my block. Austria, well, okay. If I hate on Austria, but love on Germany, I don't know. But if I've got this anti-Prussian association, we know they're going to come for Alsace-Lorraine eventually, or we're going to come for their Rhineland. 6 of one, half dozen the other. Let's go ahead and hate on Prussia. Bam. And there we are. I think those are all the rivalries I want to stand. Maybe Spain, maybe not. I don't know. Greece. Why do I want to hate Greece? I don't think so. I mean, well, I don't want to love them either. So, yeah, nah. Well, we'll see if we need the points later. Okay. So now I've got those points, and I can go back to improving relations with Tahiti. Why? Why not? Is my point. This is not going to last long anyway, because it is once we get to 50 on our relationship, we're done. We're done there. The 3 that I want to focus on are going to be the Netherlands and Belgium and Egypt. These are the 3 that I want to bring in earliest into my sphere. Belgium and Netherlands, because they're European countries nearby. Belgium, because it's got industry. Egypt, because it's the gateway to the Orient. And it was historically something that the French kind of liked. Ever since Napoleon went there and took some of their good stuff and brought it back, the French have kind of had a thing for Egypt. And historically, we're going to, they wanted to invest there. So we're going to invest there as well. And in fact, I'm going to try to bring them in first, if I can. I mean, we'll see. But I want to do a full court press, guarantee independence. Let's start bankrolling them, and let's fund the lobbies. Don't worry about the taxes. I've got the great rework mod, and in the middle of January, I'm going to get some options to tax. They're going to be much more flexible, and I'll be able to master things there. Once we get a good enough relation with them, we're looking at alliances or alliance or defensive pact to put even more pressure on them to join in with me. So that is Egypt. Belgium, we're already guaranteeing independence. Let's improve relations. Let's bankroll. And let's fund lobbies. I may not be able to get investment rights, but they will likely go for an investment agreement, a bidirectional one. And that'll work out well. As for the Netherlands, they hate my guts, so let's improve relations, get them out of poor. Yeah. And now I've got 168 points left. Oh, where shall I spend it? Brazil? No, not enough. They're too big. Venezuela's too big. Mexico is also too big. Well, we'll just use them to reduce infamy because we need to start taking over Africa. The way the game is playing this it was getting way too grabby. I am actually doing this with the AI on low aggressiveness because on standard, the United Kingdom was just grabbing everything. By 1846, it was trying to take over protectorates in Africa, protectorates in Asia, all over. It was just going everywhere with everything. And I'd already fought a major war with England. It's way too ambitious. So I've toned it back. Now maybe that gets fixed up in future mods or patches or something, but I need England to slow its roll. And that also means I will have to do some unhistorical things like start making protectorates in West Africa right after I finish getting my Algeria and Morocco taken care of. So what I need to do is take out first the parts of Algeria that have a coastline so England can't get in, then the middle bit. Once those are done, knock out Morocco, because that's something else the British can take. And then we can take stock of what to do in West Africa. And hopefully they won't have their independence protected by anyone else. Okay, let's get to playing now. I have got a lot of things I need to build. We need more fabric. I've got my trade routes set up for that, but we're going to... we need to get some more administration points. And with that in mind, I'm going to put out some decrees. Now, Ile-de-France has got 30 government buildings. Efficient administration, number one. It has 5 universities. Let's encourage innovation there. So I already have a bonus to my education even before I build other universities. And because I know that I'm going to run out of population there, let's also get a greener grass campaign to bring the people into Ile-de-France, so that way I can build more. I can use that as my main government center. I like that. Okay, we can even encourage construction there or some other stuff there. We've got 200 more points. We'll see what we need with those later on, if something needs to come up. Okay, so now that I've done that, I've kind of committed heavily to Ile-de-France. Let's now build out some construction. And I'm going to go to a building registry because I like that a lot. I'm actually getting into the building registry as the main way of managing what I'm doing in the game. And it's where I can actually stand to have different production methods on different buildings because I can see their product. I see everything a lot better here. I can run this thing by spreadsheet. So I'm no longer worrying about the carnage on the main tab here. I'm going to this screen and I'm going to use this to take care of stuff. All right. I've already got 5 construction sectors there. I know I'm going to need to build out some more. So where are the areas I'm going to build them out? Well, I happen to know that Alsace-Lorraine is a really good place to build coal and iron and steel, and I need that a lot. So let's get 5 right there in Alsace-Lorraine. And I've got big populations, not just big populations, but big populations of peasants in Normandy and Brittany, and it seems to stay that way. So 5 there and 5 there. Let's build out our construction sector, and then we're going to add some government buildings where we're short. And yeah, okay, I'll still use this here. Let's make our universities work better. Philosophy department, please, and secular academia. See, I know where that little thing is because I already checked it. It's actually in Algeria, and it's one building. I'm not going to get a bonus out of that. It can stay the way he is. But Languedoc, yes, we're going to build 2 there. Then we're going to need a lot of things. Let's take care of that part, and we'll see what shortages we have that trade can't take care of. And let's put it on speed 5. And here we go. Whew. Okay, yes, the British have British Kenya. I've also got French Kenya. And yes, Prussia rivals us. I like Republican France. I like democracy. Or I could go with the Bonapartists. We'll just, you know what? Let's go with the Bonapartists because if we get Louis Napoleon, he's a colorful character. We could go with that. And yep, that makes sense. So now I've declared them my rival. They've declared me their rival. This can lead to some wars pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. I've also established some colonies out here in parts of the world. And it's going to be a matter of time before I can actually build ports there to support them. And Mexico wants a trade agreement? Yes, please. Maybe Mexico gets to join us really quickly here. I'm not going to guarantee independence just yet with them. Let's first... you know what? I'm going to bankroll them, and I'm going to fund the lobbies. And I know what you're saying. Hey, you've got your 212K in the hole. I hear you. And now I have this building called Tax Department. This is from the Great Revision mod. And it allows me to raise taxes. I'm going to go to the maximum rate that doesn't give me radicals from standard of living increases. And now this gives me all the taxes that were missing from my consumption taxes. You see what I'm doing here? And speaking of which, I've already maxed out my spending on government wages and military wages. And I could take this down because this is only controlling the consumption tax and get really good legitimacy and better, less radicals from standard of living decrease. So, I could do that, but I'm going to build up my war chest here for a little while. And yeah, look at all these things yelling at me here. That does remind me, am I passing? Oh yeah, I am passing that law. Can we reform the government by any chance? If we kick the industrialists out and bring the armed forces in, yeah, let's do that, because you can never have too much stability in the French government. So, and already we have rural folk knocking on our door. They're at -9. Industrialists are at -10. Can't please everyone, rural folk. Sorry about that. Ooh, iron. Let's make more iron, guys. I recommend that. That was an easy choice there. And we got rid of that problem. And now we're okay. Well, now we have it back again, and we also have a hardwood. Can we? No one's making hardwood. Okay, we're gonna have to do some of that. Wow! No, stop. Yes, I know we have interests. Ah. Okay, the British can have British Togo. What about man o' wars? We need to build out our. Wait a minute. We should not have a man o' war shortage. Let's just go to our military shipyards and kick them up. Oh, because we have no hardwood. That's the problem. We'll make some hardwood as soon as we can. Right now, though, since we do have those interests, let's establish a quick colony here in South Cameroon and one in Niger Delta, because we can, and not in Togoland. And having this one is nice because it's right next to Benin, so we can knock them over. I mean, work with them to bring them into our Association of Nations. I am really hoping that we don't have an issue here. Now, one thing we can also look at is, remember those guys that I want to work with, Brazil, Spain, Brazil, Mexico, Belgium. I don't see them here, but I do see the British market. Let's get a little more trade with the British. Yes, it's not the best deal, but it's a deal. And now we'll just click on the others so we can get more iron. I think that should take care of that shortage there. No, let's just keep importing then. And while we're at it, we now have more bureaucracy. Let's improve our education. No, we don't have enough yet. We need 333. We're at 332. And we do this by the book or not at all. There we go. Yeah, let's move the Bonapartists along. I'm going to minimize that view. And we'll just see if we get more diplomacy points that we'll have some things there. Oh, no. Don't. I want fiat currency. I know it's a little early, but I do want it. Okay. And Bavaria declared as a rival. That's good. Embrace the hate. Wow. Wow, we need a lot of everything here. All right, let's just see if we set up those routes on our own. But, oof. This is not going well here for the trade. We're trying to... something here. And now we have a drought. Ha ha! Provide relief. Well, once we get our construction done, then we're going to do something about each and every one of these, starting with the hardwood. And then that's going to help us make more ships, and then that'll help us make more everything else. So yeah, we got to work on the hardwood. And okay, we're coming up on it. French Algiers raided. Rebuild, the day will come. Oh my gosh, we forgot to attack. Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to make you guys my territory. Let's conquer Constantine. And I hope the other guys don't get involved, but they probably will. All right, Algiers, mobilize. Go here. And Oran, mobilize. Go there. We go. And hopefully everything works out just fine. Whew. Okay, Bavaria's doing all they can to go against us. Ooh, king's will be done. I don't care if they get mad. I really like that policy. So we're going to have it. Because it gives me more central banking, and I'm an economist. I like central banking. I'm glad to see that we don't have any other guys joining in, and this should ease the path to reform. So that's going to help our play out. We'll do that, and then Mascara, and then we'll get our Algeria. Okay. I can't do anything to boost up these guys, so we'll just wait for it and deal with it. Okay, and next on the menu is Oran, which does give me a hit on relations, but I gotta do it now, or else no one's gonna get it done. And while we're at it, let's also get Algiers, and we will take an even bigger hit on relations because we want to make sure they don't back up and just give us the one. So mobilize la Constantine, or sorry, Oran Mobilier. You go la, and then the last one I have. That's the one. Mobilize and go here. I just named them that. It doesn't mean they have to go to a particular location. Okay, oh, we've now got the ability to build the hardwood. Let's do that. Because I have buildings separated, let's do the hardwood thing there. Let's see where the biggest earnings are going to be. Franche-Comté. Okay, great. Well, we need how many hardwoods? We need 172. So we could build... Oh, wait, no. Oh, these are logging camps. Whoops, wrong one. Go all the way down to hardwood logging. Okay, there we go. Normandy is where we build those, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll get 15 hardwood and 15 regular wood per level, and we need 172. So we're going to build... We'll build 12. I know that's a bit more, but trust me, we'll start exporting some of this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, heck, let's just build all 5 in Brittany. Just because we're going to need them. And Tahiti, you know, Tahiti, we're going to need those too. And you're part of the French Empire. We can invest in you, so we shall. All right, let's get all that built out, and then we'll see what happens for everything else. And while we're waiting, I can just go ahead and go to my... here we go, to my ships. Sorry, the steam ships. We need more of them. And we're going to also subsidize all these guys here because we need to. And, oh, wait, we need engines. Okay, well, let's import some engines. Who's making them? No one's making engines. All right, we're going to make some engines then. Yeah, I have so many ways to get to different things there. And we're just going to have to build one of these things, not in a colony. We'll build it in Alsace-Lorraine. No, it's not Alsace-Lothringen. We're going to do everything we can to make sure it doesn't become like that. And we'll subsidize it when it comes out. Be patient. As we build our economy, we are also going to build our influence around the world. And with their support, the bill shall pass. And let them embargo us. We're fine with that. Okay. What? Austria sided with Mascara? Why? You're not my enemy? And they want to conquer French Algiers and French Oran. Okay. I see how this is. Well, we're going to get some more points. Rival. Why not? Yeah, we're just going to hate all of Europe. Gosh. And watch the British get mad at us and make us a rival as well later on. No, I don't want that. What could really hurt them bad? He said as he clicked on Venice and Lombardy and Bohemia and Moravia. Bohemia is 17% of their economy. If I knock that out, then, hey, wait a minute, they'll fall to Germany. I can't have that. Okay, can't have Austria become so weak that Germany takes over, because then they come after us, and we need more time in that area. But we can't have Austria get away with this. We need to do something to make Austria pay, because they're going to try to conquer our stuff. Transfer subject. I don't want Krakow. War reparations is good. Liberating country is not good. Conquering state is not good. Let's just not do any of that. We'll just keep this thing limited here. Now, if I see these troops... Oh, wow, there he goes. He's going to Constantine Algiers front. All right, guys. Let's mobilize the Second Army and put him on the Constantine Algiers front. We will fight him. And while we're at it, we can smack them down a bit. Let's raid their commerce. Let's raid the heck out of their commerce. We will destroy their fleet. And Austria declared a rivalry. Okay, well, fine. Austria, you're our rivalry too. We're getting more points, and now we're going to make friends with the Empire of Brazil because, yeah, we just are. Oh, but also Mexico. That's right. Well, okay, let's hold off on Brazil then, and we'll work more on Mexico here. Yeah, we'll guarantee Mexican independence. Ha. Oh, investment rights. That's way more pressure than investment agreement. We want this, and we will guarantee independence. Let's unpause that. Mexico granted us that stuff there. That's cool. Oh, man. That means, I believe, we can build gold mine. Yeah. Get there before they do. Yeah. We have a gold mine. Gold, gold. I'm a greedy little duck, as they said in the Looney Tune cartoon. What about Brazil? Well, we can't improve relations. We can't even. But I could guarantee the independence of Venezuela. That's cheap and free. Okay, we'll do that. We'll play a long game in Venezuela. We'll eventually come back over there. We're still waiting on things to improve here in the Netherlands, and we'll come back to that. All right, Austria, you think you're a player? I really need to import some more of these, and I need a translation. I need to make more of them. Okay, that one went away. Great. Let's go to the artillery one and import some artillery from Prussia. That leaves a bad taste in me mouth. And oh no, we're down to 290 here because probably something stopped being our rival. Yeah, there's some various rivalries broken here. Well, Brazil broke their rivalry, but yeah, we probably broke ours earlier there. They want to preserve the banking, but I'm going to unpin from Outliner. If they start a revolution, they'll let me know. All right. Oh, good. We can get some hardwood, and Belgium is a good source for it. Let's. We're going to make some more, but that's fine with me. We are making hardwood. Okay, good. All right. Everybody's making it. There should be an okay time. As long as we can get it, we will. What about engines? Does anybody make? No one's making them yet. We need more fertilizer. Prussia, Belgium, Britain, America. All right. And there we are. Okay. Sometimes they offer foreign investment rights and you don't want those. I don't want those. Not one bit, no. Okay, well, looks like, oh, golly, while we were sleeping there, Prussia sent out more troops. So we got to get this job done here. Mobilize the entire dang army. And Prussia cannot afford this. They cannot afford this. They have got to be hurting right now. I don't know how Alsa owes us that. But we are not investing in Lahej, and we are not investing in Alsa. That's just not in the cards right now. All right. And we now have inactive routes. Doot. I'll deal with the others later. Let's hope our troops get there in time to stop them from collapsing. There we go. Okay, good. And they parked a little dude over there. Let's intercept the heck out of him. And destroy the Austrian fleet. There we go. Bam, bam, boom, boom, boom. Well, will we be able to prevail against Austria in North Africa? Stay tuned in the next episode of The Velvet Empire. Yeah, I kind of dropped it on there. I'm trying to keep these between 30 and 40 minutes. So I'll record another episode. I'll see you then.